It's already built into our process either way,
I know.
so it would actually require a text amendment to change it.
Okay.
So I will keep that on my radar.
Yeah, because I just cleaned up my van yesterday. I also paid for it.
No, just staying in the recycle bin.
Yeah. While we're on it.
I doubt it.
You're not talking any personnel issues, are you? No, okay, I didn't know.
I don't think so.
Okay.
The time is 7 p.m. I'd like to call to order the Jerome Township Board of Trustees public hearing for case number Z23-004, wall bones, map amendment. Roll call, please.
Mr. Adler?
Present?
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Kraft?
Present.
Mr. Snowden, I understand that there may be a request for continuance.
The applicant, Mr. Duggar, attorney for the applicant, submitted a request to my office this afternoon at 2 o'clock, requesting this be continued with a further statement that they're working on a joint statement with the neighbors. Your next regular meeting is the 18th.
Was there any indication if he's available on the 18th?
He just said the next meeting. He said their next meeting.
Our next meeting is actually the 20th.
My mistake. No, but
Let's
you
make
tell
it
him
the end
that's
of
what-
November and tell him to be ready if he wants to come talk to us. I don't know. I'm just putting out
We
what
can certainly,
my heart is feeling.
Mr. Craig, lead counsel can certainly convey to him that he needs to come to a resolution.
Okay,
That's perfectly
since
fine.
we have a member in the audience, I'd like to address him the question, he's had a conversation that would indicate that we are ready to move forward at our next meeting. Is that permissible?
Did anyone sign to speak? We ought to check that.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the public hearing. I mean, he's requesting continuance.
Okay, I guess I'm asking, is there anyone in the public that would want to express a reason why we should not continue this till
Yeah,
August?
no, I mean, what I would do, I don't want to give anybody an argument that somehow they're prejudiced when they requested a continuance. So what I would say is continue to the next meeting as a request, and then we tell the applicant either they need to move forward or withdraw their application.
Okay. I move that we continue this to our next meeting, which is, what is it, Eric?
August 20th,
August 20th at 7 p.m.
here at the Township Hall.
here at the Township Hall.
Second? Roll call, please.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes. Is that meeting continued?
And meeting has been continued to August 20th. Okay. I'd like to call, the time is 7:03. I'd like to call to order the Jerome Township Board of Trustees meeting for August 6th, 2024. Roll call, please.
Mr. Adler?
Present.
Ms. Davis?
Present.
Mr. Kraft?
Present.
Let's all rise for the pledge, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any modifications to the agenda? Good, that's communications, I move for approval of the agenda.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Adler?
Yes?
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell? Presentation regarding the minutes.
You should have gotten draft minutes for the special meeting of July 16th and the regular meeting of July 16th.
I'd like to move that we forego the reading of the minutes. Approve the minutes as sent.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
Thank you.
You have the warrants per your pending warrant reports. They're warrants 44,849 through 44,897 and 94,072 through 94,079.
I move that we approve the warrants.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
And we have I had sent you a resolution in regards to the special obligation notes for the Jerome Grand TIF. As part of that, there needs to be a resolution approving a written post-issuance compliance policy. I sent that to you via email.
Packet.
It was electronic, you don't have a copy.
There we go, Eric.
I have a copy here. And this is just a very standard policy, and you need to adopt it in order to comply with federal tax and security laws. So, but fairly typical.
And it outlines the steps and who's responsible for reporting on an annual basis to the Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board and the Ohio Municipal Advisory Council.
Okay, I move that we approve the resolution approving a written post-issuance compliance policy in connection with the issuance of tax-exempt and tax-preferred obligations by the township. Second?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
This is a copy of the sign.
Okay, here's the copy to sign. Let's see here. Here we go.
Make sure they're all signed before we move on.
Appreciate it.
Unless you want to hear from Debbie calling you an email, I'm sorry.
Just a quick question, does it need to be yea and nay column?
No.
While those are being signed, I'm looking at our sign-in sheets and nobody has signed in for public comment. This time, if there's anyone in the audience that would like to speak up, please come forward and state your name and address.
Now I'll scratch it out.
If not, we will move forward and have a presentation by the public safety officer, please.
I don't have anything to report to you guys. If you have any complaints or anything for me to get back to my guys, I'm all ears. Thank you.
I would just like to say thanks for the enforcement, the extra attention with the semis on Roush and the states down in there. I know that's been quite a hassle for the businesses down in there. So one of the deputies notified me that one of the businesses needed a copy of the resolution that this board had passed for the parking. And I did, just so you guys know, I did take a copy down there and drop it off yesterday.
I'll let
So-
them know. I'm assuming it's Shari, Deputy Shari.
I'm sorry?
Deputy Shari.
I don't remember, I don't think so, but.
Okay, I'll let them know.
Yeah, so, but anyway, yeah, we appreciate that, that's an ongoing problem. Thank you.
Are there any issues that need to be brought to our attention regarding traffic on Mitchell to West?
I think they're fully aware of that.
It's still a problem area, so we're pushing a little extra, but
Appreciate it.
I'll let them know. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Be safe out there.
Thank you.
Okay, we're rearranging this meeting slightly to do an executive session earlier in the meeting. So we're going to come back after executive session and do the administrative and department reports and cover announcements at that time. We have some old business and new business also after the executive session. So I'd like to make a motion to adjourn into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22G3 for a conference with attorneys concerning disputes involving the township that are the subject of pending and/or imminent court action, and 121.22G8 for the purpose of considering confidential information related to the marketing plan, specific business strategy, and trade secrets of an applicant for economic development assistance, or to negotiations with other political subdivisions respecting requests for economic development assistance is to be provided or administered pursuant to sections 3735.65-70.5709.61-.69 and section 5709.73 of the Ohio Revised Code, and involves public infrastructure improvements directly related to an economic development project. The executive session is necessary to protect the interests of the applicant or the possible investments or expenditures of public funds to be made in connection with the proposed economic development project. Do I have a second?
The time's
Time is
7:11.
7:11. Roll call?
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Do you want something? Yes.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
We'll be
resolution objecting to an annexation petition to annex 331.267 acres of land, more or less from Jerome Township to the village of Plain City.
Second.
We're going to delay discussion until after we vote on
Okay.
2 items. That's okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Before we proceed, if we could do some signatures here.
Good. Okay, I'd like to make a motion for a resolution authorizing the township administrator or any member of this board to provide the notices to the Jonathan Oliver Local School District and the tolls, career and technical center required by Ohio Revised Code sections 5709.73 and 5709.83 in connection with proposed tax increment financing.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Kraft?
Abstain. I need to recuse myself. My property's adjacent to the area we're discussing here. I've been advised by legal counsel to abstain.
At this point, we'd like to have some discussion regarding the objection to the annexation. And I just want to make the comment that we are not trying to be adversarial. We want to collaborate with our neighbors, with Plain City, and we believe that economic development is going to be an important part moving ahead. We just feel that there were some technical issues with the annexation petition that we are objecting to, and moving forward, we would like to work with them to revise things.
Regional partnership, I think was the term.
Yeah, and develop a regional partnership. Were there any other comments or discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to mention, as far as this annexation, that it had been mentioned to the township that the developer choosing to annex into Plain City because they felt that the project they were proposing would potentially get annexed, potentially get referendumed in Jerome Township. And I'd just like to mention that the citizens of Plain City have the same rights to referendum zoning decisions made by the Plain City Council down there, like we've witnessed most recently in the city of Marysville also. This tract of land very valuable to the residents of Jerome Township, as when the time is right and it does get developed, when utilities are available, we'll collect police and fire revenue off that, which helps us provide police and fire services to the residents of Jerome Township.
And as we look to strengthen our regional partnerships, we've done this most recently with the county. I hope that we grow our partnership with Plain City, but I think it's critical that we remember that we have the economic development tools in place right now to drive the economic development forward in a manner that is more swift than without Jerome Township involved. We do have a CETA and a Joint Economic Development District with Marysville. We would have the ability to work with Marysville on utilities. We are putting forth a TIF, which helps to drive commercial tax revenue and in some ways prevent full-out abatements because the TIF is so important in this way, with also keeping the school districts whole, which is something that this board and the former board has done very well, moving forward and making sure that our school districts are made whole. So these economic development tools are in place, and we hope that Plain City, like the county, works with Jerome Township so that everybody wins.
I'd like to also mention that we hadn't heard from Plain City leadership about the annexation before, kind of read it in the newspaper and saw that it was on the agenda. That's all that I have.
With regards to the Township County Charter Agreement, that's under old business, so we'll discuss that. When we get to that point, right now on our agenda, we've got the administrative report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I forwarded you the fire department's monthly activity report. If you have any questions, please let me know on that. You have the road department report there. And earlier today, road supervisor Graber met with an asphalt company. We are just spending a lot of time and effort on Mitchell DeWitt. That road is literally crumbling, and we understand that the longer that goes without some significant repair, it's only going to get worse, substantially worse by the day. So what we've been doing is putting cold patch down, and within very few hours, with the dump trucks and so on going through there, it's literally just pushing that brand new surface right back out and creating a large hole. So we're looking at plans soon, so that will come in front of the board very, very soon. We're going to have to address it. We have spoken with the county engineer's office about it, that was unintended consequences of the roundabout and traffic being rerouted. We understand that, and there's no easy fix at this point. It's significant, so that'll come in front of the board very, very soon.
I did have a question on the estimates, Robert. Do we need to bid something out of that nature?
No, that's below the bid threshold.
And where we stand budget-wise, if we're able to do those figures?
Yes, we can make funds available for that.
That ends the road report, and then zoning, Mr. Snowden's here, and he can also provide you a comp plan update.
Members of the board, thank you very much for your meetings and time with the township consultant. I had a briefing with them. It was wonderful. All the feedback was very, very important. They provided me with a schedule. Brandon and I will be meeting them on Thursday. They have a draft version 1.1 plan that will be available as soon as a week from this Friday, and they are going to be working with the steering committee to get a steering committee meeting scheduled for September. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions. They are moving forward as quickly as possible with all of the review procedures for adoption. We want your continued feedback as well as the feedback of the community. can announce that in zoning, there's nothing new to report at this time. I do have an update about the Glacier Point, but we're going to send that out. There's nothing publicly to report.
Can I backtrack to the road real quick? Mr. Caldwell just pointed out, we probably should move forward with this quote for the asphalt. It's $24,000, what is it?
$393.
Yeah, and this is for the Mitchell DeWitt. And their plan is to cut sections out and do the best they can in addressing the more serious issues for now.
Are we planning to wait until the roundabout is approved before initiating this?
My understanding, as serious as it is, and as many complaints, and all of us have driven that within just yesterday, today, and it is literally crumbling. And we're concerned that larger sections are going to be crumbling off. I mean, if anybody's driven that, if your right side of your wheels get off on the berm, so it's
Right,
a
I
safety.
have a concern if we're continuing heavy dump truck loads going down there and it's fresh asphalt, is that going to put?
I think what I'd
Okay,
like
yes.
to do is get your approval for this tonight, and then I can talk with Vince about the timing of it. I mean, there's only so much more coal patch. I mean, that's proven to be almost worthless. All it's doing is filling a hole, only for the hole to reappear within hours. It's not doing a lot of good.
Didn't Travis tell you one of the holes he's filled in 6 times?
Yes.
One of them 6
And I
times.
know the hole he's talking about.
It's pretty dangerous.
It's huge. So,
Want to go ahead with this?
Yes.
I'd like to move that we authorize the township administrator to move forward with the repairs to the Mitchell DeWitt property. Mitchell DeWitt Road
Do you need to put an amount in there, Robert?
and to the,
Up to
up to
25?
25,000.
okay.
25,000.
second?
Roll call?
Mr. Eckert?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Pratt?
Yes.
That is my report.
Thank you.
So there's nothing else under zoning then? as you're saying?
No, sir.
The next item we have under old business is the Township County Shreg Agreement. I thought we'd have a copy of the press release in our packet, but I want to make the public aware that an agreement was reached on July 31st with Union County, Jerome Township, and Shreg, it's a Schottenstein Real Estate Group, to move forward in a collaborative agreement, and we'll try to post that press release. I'd like to have it posted as a link on our website for any interested residents to read more of the details of that. But in regards to that, part of that agreement calls for us making an appointment to the cooperative board. We have the option of one trustee, one administrator, and alternates for both of those. And after discussion, I think we're ready to move forward on that. Is there
Yes.
discussion?
Before we do that, can I just remind the public, if they didn't see it in the dispatch of Business First or Marysville Tribune, this is pertaining to the agreement that was signed with the Schottensteins. It's a little bit of, it's more than that. So we have a 750-acre innovation district that Joe Kraft, Trustee Kraft, was a part of introducing in his last term. That's come forward. Schottensteins is a private partner who is fronting funds for a road and put down the funds for expanding utilities, which opens up the entire innovation park. And in this process, it's going to drive economic development, it's going to bring in high-paying jobs, and it's going to generate commercial tax revenue for infrastructure. Those infrastructure dollars will be managed by this cooperative board that we've designed with the county. And then also our school districts are Jonathan Alder and Tolles, because that's where it's located, they are made whole in this process. So I just wanted to put that out there as a reminder.
So do you want to
Part
do,
of the agreement mandates that we appoint our members within 30 days of the agreement.
Yep.
So,
I'd like to appoint Brandon Stanley, the administrator, to the board. Do you want to do one at a time, or what do you think?
Can you do
And
alternate?
alternate, our zoning coordinator, Eric Snowden.
Second?
roll call.
Mr. Idler?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes. As far as the elected official to the board, I'd like to appoint Wesleyan Davis, and I'd like to appoint Barry Adler as alderman. Trustee Barry Adler. Lions Club, I gotta say, Lion Barry Adler. Trustee Barry Adler. Trustee Wesleyan Davis.
We have a second.
Second?
Roll call.
Mr. Idler?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Okay. Under new business, we have a item here for the maintenance agreement for our park on Route 736. I saw it a minute ago. Our township administrator has worked with the Ohio Department of Transportation along with our zoning inspector to develop a maintenance agreement. And so I'd like to make a motion to approve the maintenance agreement between the State of Ohio Department of Transportation and the Board of Trustees of Jerome Township, Union County. And this is pertaining to the parcel along State Route 736 and US Highway 42. Have a second?
Second?
Roll call.
Mr. Idler?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
And I might mention that some of the details, Mr. Stanley, would you like to mention who's going to do what in terms of maintenance?
Yeah, basically, what had been happening for years is that our township road department was maintaining it, mowing it, taking care of trash and so on. And we brought this to the attention of ODOT last year and subsequently met with them at least twice at the site down there at the park. And we had some really good discussions about what we'd like to see happen, but we felt that our hands were tied because there was no formal agreement. Now that this agreement is in place, this will formalize everything. Our folks can continue working there as we have, and then as improvements are needed, we have a path forward to work with ODOT more hand in hand. So this is something that just kind of clean up a process that had been in place for a while. It just makes it more formal.
Appreciate your work.
Thank you. Eric did a lot of work as well. Thank you.
99 years.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman and other members of the board, before you adjourn, I got a note here from Mr. Griggs about the resolution objecting to annexation for administrative purposes. Can I just have one additional identical copy signed? And the reason is because Mr. Stanley may be tasked with filing a copy with the Board of County Commissioners as required by the statute, so we want to have two signed copies. So,
Very good.
thank you.
Thank you. At this point, unless there's any further discussion, I'd like to go into the announcements. This time comes around. Residents and visitors, please be advised that Metro DeWitt will be closed for approximately 90 days for construction of a roundabout closure. Began the week of May 27th. I did receive an email update this past week indicating that they are on schedule and hopefully may be completed before the end of August here. So let's keep our fingers crossed that that's the case. you would like to receive notifications regarding the Board of Trustees meetings, please email the township office at jerometownship@jerometownship.com. And the township is always accepting applications for positions on our zoning boards. Please visit the Jerome Township website to fill out an application. Just delay adjournment until we sign our proposal here. So nothing gets lost in translation. Okay. The time is 8:28. I move that we adjourn